What's good, people, man? This your boy Z The Real here, and this is gonna be my second round review. Okay, I'm gonna make my second round predictions just based on what I seen from like the first two games. Now, I know Portland Denver's gonna be playing tonight. This is game 2, but this is from what I seen. Now going to the Eastern Conference. Now I'll be honest, man. Whoever wins out of Boston, Milwaukee, to me, that's gonna be going to the finals. Okay, I've already said that. I believe I'm still sticking true to my pick, Boston. But again, man, Milwaukee, the one thing Milwaukee has over Boston, again, Milwaukee has centers. They have 7-footers. Not only do they have Ilyasova down there, they have Brook Lopez, and then now they have Nikolai Mirotic. Both men who are around 6 foot, 7 feet tall. Like, these guys are tall, man. They got a lot of depth, and then you add Giannis into it. This is how Milwaukee was able to force a game 2, because again, they did their homework. They studied Boston from game 1. They took away from that. And they just studied and they learned how to beat them. Chris Middleton is another key factor in that series. Chris Middleton. If Chris Middleton can continue to shoot at 35 to 40%, Bucks will have a chance to win that series. Remember, man, this is the first year that Middleton's an all-star. Yeah, he's been playing very, very well. And Budenholzer has come up with a great matchup, great lineup. So this is the only way. That's the only way Milwaukee's going to have to beat Boston. They're going to have to slow it down, and they're going to have to out-rebound them. They're going to have to take advantage of the front court. Because, yeah, Boston has Al Horford, but Al Horford has his hands full anyway. Because not only does Al Horford got to worry about Giannis, you got to worry about Brook Lopez. Okay, so that's the only problem. Milwaukee is at advantage with the center, with the big man position. Now, as far as 3 is concerned, yeah, Boston has Milwaukee beat with the shooting. But the problem with Boston, again, man, they got to hit their shots. If Milwaukee can, the only way Boston loses the series, again, Milwaukee limits them at the 3-point line. And then they continue to get Kyrie Irving under 20 points. Because Kyrie Irving only had 9. When Kyrie Irving is under 20 points, it's always bad. That's bad for any team. Because that means Kyrie Irving's not able to get off like he normally does. It's just like Curry. In the Clipper series, Curry really wasn't that much of a factor. It was mostly Kevin Durant, Draymond, and Iguodala in that series. So same thing is going on with Kyrie Irving. If Bucks can limit Kyrie Irving under 20 points, they'll have this series won, because that makes it easier on George Hill and Eric Bledsoe. If they can continue to defend him, and it makes it easier on Giannis. Because again, Boston still got a lot of playmakers. And even then, man, last night game 2 wasn't Tatum's best neither. See, that's another thing, man. Tatum is still young. Tatum, Brown, and Rozier are still young. But yeah, I think Boston can win this series. They continue if they make the better shots in crunch time. Boston makes big plays when they're supposed to, and they continue to put a body on Giannis, and they limit what Giannis can do. That'll be the key there. But again, they gotta defend. They gotta close out in 3. They can't leave Milwaukee no open shooters. Again, man, you gotta put a body on Giannis, because Giannis is just part of it. But again, man, they got to figure out, because I think they got to figure out what they can do against the 7-footers. Again, man, so I think Boston can have this series won, because again, I think Boston's more loaded than Milwaukee. I think Boston will beat Milwaukee just based on just big plays. Again, being able to hit the 3, okay, being able to run a fast-paced game. They just got to keep Milwaukee running. If you could keep Milwaukee running, because Milwaukee don't have the speed Boston does. Okay, that's the thing, man. Boston has a lot of younger players that can play a fast-paced game. So that's what Boston got to do. Boston just got to use their speed to their advantage. Because front court wise, they don't have the front court to match up with Milwaukee. Again, man, Milwaukee got 3 centers, literally 3 big men. You know what I'm saying? Nikolai Mirotic, he's tall. Milwaukee's at an advantage height-wise, but if Boston can use their speed and try to get steals, that means get the takeaways. Double team they have to. Then yeah, I think Boston will win that series. But again, I think both games, I think that this is gonna be, these games going to go to game 7. I think Boston Market can go to game 7. Same thing with Toronto and Philadelphia. The way Philadelphia played against Toronto, that wasn't Kawhi Leonard's best. Kawhi Leonard played a terrible game in my eyes in game 2. Again, Philly just took advantage. Toronto relied too much on the 3-point shot, and that failed. Danny Green, that's the problem. Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard kept trying to hit too many threes. They took away from the game plan. If you Kawhi Leonard, you got to get to the rim. You can't keep shooting threes, especially in traffic like that. Philly did a good job taking away the 3-point shot. So Toronto's going to have to get dirty with Philly. That means they're going to have to get down with Embiid inside that paint. Okay, Toronto's going to have to beat Philly. They're going to have to find another way to win. But I got Toronto with Philly. So I got Boston over Milwaukee. I got Toronto with Philly only because of Kawhi Leonard. But again, if Kawhi Leonard don't change his game up, okay, if they don't do something else, then they're not going to beat Philly. Because again, Philly still got Embiid. You got Jimmy Butler. And you got Ben Simmons. Again, man, Philly has another lineup like Milwaukee has. They're very tall. They're very height. The only thing about Ben Simmons not going to give you no three-point shots. So that's the only advantage Toronto has with Philadelphia is a point guard position. Because to me, and I said this before, Ben Simmons is not a point guard. He's just not, man. Because you can't be a point guard in this league and you can't shoot the three. Yeah, you can't be a point guard and you can't shoot the 3-pointer. You can't shoot a 3-pointer or you can't shoot a 2. Ben Simmons is not that good of a shooter. He's not the best shooter out there at all. Okay, again, he's more of a small forward, power forward. Because Ben Simmons can rebound, he can block shots. Okay, he can bang the rim, but as far as getting a 3-point shot, no. Ben Simmons cannot be the one to be trusted to hit big-time shots when you need to, okay? Again, that's what separates him from Giannis. Giannis will actually give you a 3-point shot. This is why I say Giannis is more closer to LeBron James in the Eastern Conference than Ben Simmons is. Ben Simmons can't be LeBron. Because even when LeBron was around Ben Simmons' age, LeBron still was able to give you a shot. LeBron will give you a 3-point shot every now and then. Giannis does the same thing LeBron does. Like Giannis to me is the closest thing to a LeBron James as far as the NBA. It's not Ben Simmons at all. I'm sorry, man. I got nothing against Ben Simmons, but it's Ben Simmons. I'm sorry, man. You can't be a basketball player. You can't be running the point guard position. You can't be a floor general, and you can't shoot a 3-point shot. I'm sorry, man. That's just not gonna happen. Like what Philadelphia needs to do in the offseason, they need to find them a point guard. That's what they need to be focused on. Even if they have to bring in an Elfrid Payton, they gotta bring in somebody like that. They need a point guard. Ben Simmons is better at the forward position. The problem with Philadelphia, Marquez Fultz, we understand he didn't pan out too well. Okay, that's Philly's fault because Philadelphia GM always gets players that's injured. Okay, they've had bad luck with their rookies, but again, they need a point guard. Like Ja Morant will be good for them. They get a Ja, that'd be great. Even though they're not gonna get a first-round pick, they need somebody like that. They need a true point guard. They need to find them a D'Angelo Russell. Okay? Even trading for a Jordan Clarkson would be good for them. But they need a point guard. They need somebody a point guard that can not only do what Ben Simmons can do as far as, you know what I'm saying, like ball handling and inbound the ball and pass and get the assist. They need a point guard that can shoot the basket. Okay? This is why the Celtics are doing so well because they got Kyrie Irving and Terry Rozier that can shoot the 3. They can ball handle well. They give you big shots when you need to. This is what Philadelphia's missing. But again, man, Philadelphia has everything else, man. Yeah, Jimmy Butler is good. You got JJ Redick. They got other shooters, but again, they don't have no true point guard right now. Man, I think Toronto should be playing better next game because Kawhi Leonard don't keep having bad games. But again, man, Toronto, the only way they're gonna beat Philadelphia, they're gonna have to mix it up. They have to try something else. And stop trying to rely on the 3-point shot. That's not going to work against Philadelphia. When Philadelphia can also shoot the 3-point shot really well. Again, like I said, they have Redick over there. They got Jimmy Butler. Embiid can give you a 3. Okay? So yeah, and then you got Tobias Harris. That's another factor, man. Toby. Okay, so Toronto, again, man, Toronto's still deep. I'm not going to get knocking that, but again, man, this coach, whoever the Raptors coach is, he's going to have to go to the drawing board. He's going to have to really do his homework. Okay? Because again, if you force Ben Simmons they're going to have to force Ben Simmons to shoot the ball. And Toronto can force Ben Simmons to have to rely on a perimeter, then you have him beat because Ben Simmons is not going to make his shots at all. He's just not. So I got Toronto beating Philly in game. Both series on the East is going to go down in game 7. I'm going to tell you that now. The way it's looking. Because like I told you, man, since LeBron James left, the Eastern Conference is very, very close and wide open. Yeah, both series are going to go down the wire. Because, again, man, Philly is going into their home, you know what I'm saying, still in a game, too, at Toronto's house. So, again, they're going to be fired up. So, Toronto's going to have to bring it. But, again, both series is from out of Boston, Milwaukee, and Toronto, Philly. They're both going to go down in game 7. Now, on to the Western Conference. Portland. Yeah, Portland played a hell of a game, man. That was a great series. That was the best basketball I've ever seen Lillard play as far as those going against OKC. Okay, that 50-point game and hitting that last 3 to send it to end game 5, that was great for Lillard's career. But the problem with Portland, and this is why they don't match up. This is why they're gonna have a hard time matching against Denver. Because again, Denver has a true big man. They have Jokic there. Okay, Jokic in Game 1 in that series was looking like Shaquille O'Neal. Okay, he's looking like Shaq, looking like Olajuwon, like Tim. You basically looking like Tim Duncan. That's what Jokic is basically looking like. He's looking like Shaq. Shaq, when he was with the Lakers, was scoring around 35, 36 points, almost 40-some points. That's what Jokic is looking like. The problem with Portland, they don't have a center. It's just like Chuck said, man, and on NBA TV, yeah, on NBA on TNT. Enes Kanter does not play the best defense. He just doesn't. Yeah, Kanter gonna give you offense, but as far as defense, Kanter is not that good a defender. This is why they're missing Nurkic. Portland is missing a big man. And you can't rely on Miles Leonard either. None of these guys are on Nurkic's level as far as size. Nurkic not only gives you defense, he gives you offense too. And Nurkic can also rebound. Nurkic matches up well against Jokic. So out Nurkic there, man, Jokic is able to do what he wants to do inside the paint. This is why Portland has a disadvantage. And here's the other issue Portland's going to have. Murray and Lyles, Murray and the other guy, man, can actually defend the three-point shot really well. Okay, Murray's a great defender. Him and the other point guard, I think it was Lyles. Yeah, Murray and Lyles, Murray and the other point guard, they are very good at defending the three-point shot. Okay? This is why OKC had a problem against Denver last series. Or not Denver, but San Antonio. Excuse me, yeah, San Antonio. One of the reasons why San Antonio had a problem against Denver, because again, San Antonio cannot close out. And that's partly, and I told y'all before, man, this is why the Raptors had problems getting to the finals when DeRozan was there, because DeRozan is not that guy. I'm sorry, man. DeRozan is not Kobe Bryant. He's not Kevin Durant. He's not LeBron James. He's not Dirk Nowitzki. Okay, he's not none of those guys. Same thing with Aldridge. LaMarcus, I'm sorry, he's not. The only reason why LaMarcus Aldridge looked good because he had Brandon Roy all that time. He had Brandon Roy. He had Nicholas Batum. You had Wesley Matthews. You had Damian Lillard. It was other players that made Aldridge look good. LaMarcus is not going to be the guy that's going. LaMarcus, I'm be honest, man. LaMarcus has had a down year the last 3 years. LaMarcus has not played that well in the playoffs the last 2 years. And the problem with DeRozan again, man, DeRozan is not an assassin. He's not a mercenary. He doesn't have that killer instinct. Again, this is what separates him from everybody else. This is what separates him from Steph Curry. Okay? This is what separates him from Kevin Durant, LeBron James. This is what separates him from a lot of guys. Yeah, DeRozan is very good regular season. Yeah, he's an all-star, but again, man, DeRozan can't be trusted in the game. You can't depend on DeRozan to try to close out because he's just not going to do that. All right? This is why Toronto Raptors had problems getting to the finals. This is why the Raptors kept losing to Cleveland and Miami all that time. Especially Cleveland. They kept losing Cleveland every year, but it's because of that, man. This is why Toronto didn't mind trading DeRozan because of that. Okay, and now you see it. San Antonio, that's why I told you, man, San Antonio don't have that team no more. They just don't. Okay, Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker, they're gone. They don't got no Bruce Bowen. They'll never get another Robert Horry. Okay? It's hard for them to find another Steven Jackson. The team Popovich had in the last, I say 20 years, the last 15 years, he don't has that no more. Because, Rudy Gay was decent, but again, Rudy Gay is becoming older too. He's getting older in this league. Rudy Gay is reaching 34, 35. Rudy Gay's getting up there in age. You don't got Powell no more. I think Powell, if I'm not mistaken, Powell got traded to Milwaukee, but I think he may just be a reserve. He just may be retiring. I don't think Milwaukee plays Paul because Paul didn't got too old, man. Paul is 38, 39. He's in between 37, 38 years old. But again, man, San Antonio was going to last. Denver's a younger team. They got a lot of depth. The thing about Portland, again, man, like I said, man, Portland doesn't have another big man. They don't. Okay, that's the problem with Portland right now. There's nobody that can guard Jokic. I want to go Portland. I'm gonna go Denver. I'm only going to go Denver only because, again, man, it's just the depth. Unless in Portland surprise me. Because, again, man, Lillard and McCollum, we know we can get down. They got Rodney Hood, but, again, man, Denver is just too loaded. And then, again, you got Paul Millsap. That's another thing that's happened in Denver, man. Paul Millsap was like a 10-year veteran, but he's worked out well for that younger team. So this is why Portland has a problem, because Paul Millsap and Jokic, nobody can guard those two. Okay? Because I told y'all, man, Harkless and Aminu, they're not that good as far as defense-wise. Then, and especially offense. Aminu, they're not going to give you a lot of offense, man. Portland's missing a small forward. that could give you at least 25, 23 a game. Yeah, Lillard and McCullough is good, but again, man, Lillard is going to be by himself. Lillard needs more guys. Now, Rodney Hood, they could experiment with, because McCullough struggled in that series too, man. McCullough hasn't played well in game 1. So Portland is going to have to really try to, no, they're going to have a disadvantage. Yeah, Portland can shoot the 3, but even then, man, I told you, man, Murray is good at defend. Like I said, the Nuggets backcourt is good at defending against the 3-point shot. So that's all Denver basically did, man. Denver limited what San Antonio was able to do. So that's the only problem with Portland right now. That's why I got Denver beating Portland. Again, I think Denver can get Portland. I say 5. I say within game 5 or 6 they'll end this. I'm going Denver either game 5 or game 6. They should be able to end this series. Because Portland's gonna have a hard time inside in the front court. Yeah, backcourt is good, but again, man, Murray and the other guy can get down. So that's gonna be the only issue. That's the only issue with Portland. Again, they missing size. They're missing depth right there. Without Nurkic, they're gonna have very problems because Enes Kanter's not gonna give you the best. He doesn't play the best defense at all. I'm sorry, man. Kanter's not gonna do that for you. Again, Kanter's a great asset to have. Don't get me wrong, but inside that paint, when he has to back against somebody, he's trying to battle somebody, rebound it. No, he's not the best. He's not the strongest. So because of Jokic, and Jokic had 39 the other game, now I'm going Denver. Now, as far as Golden State, Houston, I'm going to be very honest, man. And I'm not trying to sound biased or nothing, but Houston deserved to have lost game 1. I'm going to be very honest with you, man, because Houston started to act a little too arrogant and cocky. First of all, man, if you Houston, why would you even announce that you're going to go to the stadium that early? Now, game 6, the series between Clippers and Golden State hadn't ended yet. Right after game 5, for those of you who probably didn't know or didn't see or wasn't paying attention, when the Clippers defeated Golden State in game 5, and they took it back to they went back to Staples Center, the Rockets announced just the day after they was going to be going to Golden State just to practice, to get a head start. They announced this. And some is telling me, one mind is telling me that Chris Paul probably told the media, put that out there. This was a Chris Paul move. Chris Paul encouraged his team to go to the Golden State, go to Golden State Arena and be practicing, be waiting on Golden State after game 6. They probably told him that. All right? Because game 6 ain't in there. They could say, we're going to wait for, we know we're sure the Clippers are going to lose to Golden State. They're going to end in game 6, so we're going to be waiting for them. Man, that's disrespectful to both teams. Because that's disrespectful to the Clippers. Because I understand Chris Paul don't like the Clippers at all. I understand Chris Paul hates Doc Rivers. And Chris Paul stole more than one shade at Doc Rivers. Remember, when the Rockets was playing the Bucks, right? And the Bucks beat the Rockets, he straight said that Eric Bledsoe is playing better now. This ain't the Clippers. So it's like Chris Paul just cannot stand the Clippers. I mean, I understand that. All right? I understand he has beef with Doc Rivers. And I understand the rivalry they had last year because the Clippers did beat the Rockets, okay? This is what Chris Paul is mad at. Chris Paul is angry at the fact that the Clippers can actually beat the Houston. Chris Paul is mad at the fact that he can't dog out, he can't whoop the Clippers like he wants to. I understand that, but you got to have respect for your opponent. Because the Clippers could have just as easily won game 6 and forced a game 7. Like if Durant would have got another technical against Beverly when they little squabble and would have been suspended in game 6, the Clippers would have forced a game 7. And then that would have made Houston look stupid because now they're going to be waiting more time. They're going to be sitting there waiting, looking dumb because the game ain't over yet. But at the same time, too, Houston is taunting Golden State. Houston is telling Golden State, oh, yeah, we waiting for you. We're gonna be waiting for you when you get home. Okay, we ain't gonna give you time to rest. We're gonna all back be energized. We're gonna be ready to go. But then look what happened. And for those that said that the referees cheated in that game, that it was a script, that the game was scripted, that the refs meant to not call that foul against Harden. Look at everything James Harden has been getting away with the last 2 seasons. All season long, James Harden has been getting away with offensive fouls, charging in the players, traveling. Okay, step out of bounds, we shoot the 3. He's been getting away with a lot of stuff. Okay, so for those that said the rest didn't call a fair game, y'all need to go back and go look at Harden in the entire season. Okay, this is why the Lakers and the Rockets get into it with each other. This is why the Lakers was trying to fight the Rockets in that series in the first game of the season, because Harden bumped into Ingram, charged into Ingram, and Ingram didn't like it, man. If you notice, Harden's main game is to get to the foul line as much as possible. If he has to flop his way there, he loves to do that. Harden forces defenders to bump into him, man, by his play style. It's like Harden is like a running back playing football. Harden will literally charge into the defender. Like example, Draymond Green, right? You can see Draymond Green's body go go back, you know what I'm saying? Like Harden literally bumped into Draymond. You can see it. Draymond's body went back a little bit. You can see Draymond's body, his arms flapped back, go back a little bit when Harden bumped into him. But Draymond Green just tried to block him in reaction. But Draymond Green didn't try to. Draymond Green tried to turn his shoulder, so it wasn't intentionally, right? That was not that James Harden. Well, Harden and Draymond wasn't a foul. Even with Klay Thompson, the only reason why the refs ain't called a foul against that because they're getting sick of Harden, and plus especially Chris Paul too, man. Chris Paul is another one, man. Will flop and complain to the refs every time he ain't fouling getting his way. This is what Barkley meant by both teams. You know what I'm saying? Like the Rockets are one of the worst teams as far as crying is concerned. Because Harden, another one. Harden will cry when he don't get his foul, when he don't get his way. And when Harden don't get his way, he shuts down. If Harden can't get to the foul line, he ain't playing that well. So now you see us, man. This is why Harden still, to this day, cannot beat Golden State. So unless Harden can beat Golden State, he doesn't deserve to get the MVP award. I'm being flat honest with you. Because it should be no reason why Houston should be down 2-0. Yeah, Harden got hit in the eyes in Game 2. We seen that. But again, you're a professional, right? You got to find a way to win. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant both played with injuries. Steve Nash, remember in 2007, I think it was 2010. Remember in 2010, Steve Nash had his eye knocked out. That man played with a big old swollen eye and still was able to defeat the San Antonio Spurs. That man was still able to beat the Spurs in 7 games? I mean, it was 6 or 7 games with a wounded eye. So if Steve Nash, who James Harden miles his game behind, who's inspired by, if Steve Nash could beat the San Antonio Spurs with a swollen eye, then yeah, Harden can find a way to win that game. Okay? But the problem is, again, Klay Thompson, Draymond, Iguodala and Livingston, they know how to guard against Harden. Okay? They expose Harden for trying to do all that flopping. So again, man, for those who want to say the refs didn't call a fair game against Houston, look at everything Harden's been getting away with in the regular season. This is why Harden's been scoring 50-some points, scoring 45, 35, 38 points because he flops. Harden will charge into you and force the defender to foul him on purpose. Okay? Because most of the fouls Harden gets not even intentional. The defender ain't trying to defend him like that. But again, the defender not going to just let Harden get to the rim like that in front of him. They're going to have to defend. But Harden will literally drop his shoulder and charge into him full speed. That man, and he don't even got no space either when he does it. The man will try to Euro step with somebody in traffic, in your face, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. He gets them fouls almost 85, almost 95, 90% of the time. That's not going to work in the playoffs no more. Okay, Steve Kerr's prepared for that. And I already told you about D'Antoni, man. D'Antoni don't got no defense at all. I'm sorry, man. D'Antoni's defensive skills and rotation skills is horrible. Okay? And this is another reason why Houston messed up, because they let go Trevor Ariza. PJ Tucker's not Trevor Ariza at all. The Rockets need Trevor Ariza right now, because not only does Trevor Ariza give you defense, Trevor Ariza's going to make the big shots. PJ Tucker's not a three-point shooter like that at all. He has the same problem Ben Simmons has. Except they got Tucker being a small forward. I'm sorry, man. Against Durant, that's not going to work. PJ Tucker cannot guard Durant. This is the one thing Trevor Ariza was able to do against Durant, while the Rockets was up 2 games against Golden State, because Trevor Ariza was able to put that body on Durant. Ariza can guard Durant better because Ariza's taller than PJ Tucker and bigger than Tucker. So I'm sorry, man. PJ Tucker against Durant, that's just not going to work, man. That's a mismatch every time. Okay? So again, I'm like I said, again, I meant by what I said. I feel Giannis should be MVP. If Harden cannot beat Golden State at least one game at Rockets home, and if James Harden can't force a Game 7 against Golden State, let's say if Harden gets swept by Golden State, which can possibly happen, then no, Harden should not get the MVP award. I'm sorry, man. Because Chris Paul can't carry no team either. He can't rely on Chris Paul. Chris Paul is reaching 34 years old. He don't have that speed no more. You know what I'm saying? Harden is far from what he was when he was with the Charlotte Hornets and the LA Clippers, when he was in his first 3 years with the Clippers. Chris Paul is one hamstring away from actually being like, his career being like cut short. Okay? So again, I got Golden State beating Houston. Maybe, I don't know if it's going to be a sweep. I'm going to give Houston at least maybe 1 or 2 games. But again, if Houston can't beat Golden State at Golden State's house, they're not going to win this series. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say it now. Okay? Houston's on the verge of losing to Golden State at least a 4th time. Okay? Because in all 3 meetings the Golden State has played, Golden State is beating them every time. And why? Because Klay Thompson knows how to defend against James Harden. James Harden gets exposed in this series. Okay? So that's my only issue with that, man. Yeah, Harden's a great player, don't get me wrong, man. They got a team on a problem, and the management ain't been making the right decision because they should have re-signed Trevor Ariza. They allowed Trevor Ariza. Trevor Ariza felt the Rockets were loyal to him. Because the Rockets, I don't understand they was trying to get LeBron James, but LeBron was never going to go to Houston at all. So they failed at that. Houston couldn't get Durant, and they couldn't get the problem with Houston, they spent money on Carmelo Anthony. They wasted money on Carmelo Anthony. Instead of paying Carmelo Anthony money, I would have just paid that money to Trevor Ariza. That's Houston's problem. They went after Carmelo Anthony when I would have just re-signed Trevor Ariza, because again, man, Carmelo Anthony ain't going to play no defense neither. And then you paid Carmelo Anthony all that money and you let him go, which was retarded. Because for all we know, man, Carmelo Anthony might have made a difference offensive-wise. See, the one thing about Carmelo Anthony would at least have Houston, Carmelo Anthony would have put Houston at least keep it up with that game. Yeah, they wouldn't have had no defense. But again, man, like James Harden, not Harden, but Carmelo Anthony does know Kevin Durant just as good as Harden knows him. You know, Carmelo Anthony played against Durant a little bit longer than Harden has. Okay? So that's the only issue with that, man. Like, Carmelo Anthony would at least gave Houston enough offense to keep him in the game to where the game would have been tied all that time. But again, man, like, that's just, no, Houston did not make the best decisions in management, right? Plus, they overpaid Chris Paul. They gave Chris Paul too much money. They gave Chris Paul $200 million for somebody who's injury prone. All right? But if you see Golden State, like, let's say if Golden State go in game 3 and beat Houston in Golden State, let's say if Golden State goes up 3-0 against Houston, it's a wrap. I'm saying that now. Houston better try to win game. They need to win game 3. If Houston don't win game 3, it's going to be over. Because that could be they could just as easily get swept. I'm just going to be flat honest, man. PJ Tucker against Durant is a mismatch. And then they let go Ryan Anderson. I don't know why they didn't keep Ryan Anderson. Why would you trade Ryan Anderson? Ryan Anderson played well with Capella, man. I'm telling you, man, Ryan Anderson was another Kevin Love. Again, they screwed up. They screwed up letting Ryan Anderson go, and Houston screwed up letting Ariza. They should have kept Ariza. Remember, man, at the end of the day, Ariza is the only basketball player on that team that had an NBA championship ring. The only one. Remember, man, this is the Trevor Ariza that played with Kobe Bryant in 2009 and won him a ring against the Orlando Magic. All right? So Trevor Ariza has played with the legendary Kobe Bryant, has played with has basically had Phil Jackson coach him. Okay, he's a Phil Jackson man originally. I mean, he didn't get drafted by the Lakers, but again, man, he was played on it. This is one of the players Phil Jackson had that Phil Jackson was able to win a championship with. No, I would have, the money I gave Carmelo Anthony, again, I would have re-signed Ariza. So that's why this is why Houston is down 2 games. All right. Anyways, folks, that's the video, man. Now, this is game 2, man. Tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, comment, man. Shouts out to all my subscribers, by the way. I made over 100 subscribers. I thank y'all very much for keeping my channel alive, and you inspire me to keep doing what I'm doing. Again, man, I'm over to talk about any topics. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you think. You know what I'm saying? Give me any topics you like. Stay blessed. Stay tuned. I'll see you soon.